And then we were playing with the little people.
Whoa. Easy.
Hey, look, DM5 is going to do what DM5 does. Open 6-2 suited under the gun.
You got a little guy over here.
65.
Only 5-2 in a good day.
No,
These
no,
are
I
not
wasn't talking
in
about
the
you.
pre-flop
okay.
range charts.
Not in the Harrington on Hold'em ranges.
What about on
It's not in Super System.
I
I
know
don't think Jonathan Little would say it's a good idea.
DM5, big Harrington on Hold'em guy.
a lot of inches.
When I'm playing
I
basketball
get called in 2 spots.
against like 2,500 people with like
Three-
all
three.
average is like 5'9", yeah.
And
I'm
flop's the best hand.
2,500 people?
Check.
When I played
Pretty chaotic basketball.
tournament at
Gotta deny some value, although it is a board that favors the blinds here.
You mean deny equity, of course.
Yes, that's what of course I meant. My words, they failed me.
Sponsor us. And I shit you
And he
not.
has a pretty straightforward call here on the flop anyway.
I'm looking
Heads up.
What's going on?
Now it's a little tricky. I think DM5 could go either way here, but it's not a great card.
I mean, that card shouldn't matter too much. Unless Danny has exactly Jack-8 or a suited Jack, which made a pair on the flop, right?
This bet's a little weird mergy. Like, you could maybe hope to fold out an 8, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah.
But it looks like you're going to get called by a 4. This might be reputational.
I guess Danny could have had Jack-7 or Jack-5 too. I can't imagine DM5 betting again for value.
It's got to
anyway.
be check now.
Danny's happy to see that check, but he'll be a little unhappy to see the hand. He's pipped pretty much. I guess pocket fives is the one pip in between.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna.
gonna have Bruno. I can't really travel.
You had a good idea of
Bring it with you.
I was gonna do
that I don't have shit.
He's gonna come to.
Just happened to have that little pair.
bowling this night.
DM5, even more so than Danny, I would say, will play any hand from anywhere.
Yes, that is correct.
I know, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. But we-
I think he will play any hand from anywhere to the
boards and-
extent that anybody can, besides like Kevin. I think Kevin might play unsuited hands that DM5 would not play. DM5 cares about suitedness, at least.
Just wanna fall in. Raise. 65.
That does seem like a thing to avoid.
All they trying to decide what to do with that Jack-10, and
Looks like he's putting in the call.
Fold. Fold. Call. Call.
Danny loves his suited king.
4 players.
DM5 with a reasonable holding.
DM5 flops best, but Jack-10 for Aldi looms.
And King Deuce for Danny's got some, fun backdoor stuff going on with a pair.
Check.
Aldi takes the free card.
Gets there. and
Bingo! What a card! Stuart makes a set.
This is brutal. DM5 also with a gut shot to go with top pair.
Yep. DM5 very much in third place right now.
Looks like Stuart's just going to call. Could have seen an equity denial raise here. I expect a raise from Aldi.
Raise.
Yep, looks like 3 something.
Fold.
There's no way Stuart can fold.
It's not great. You can put him on exactly Jack-10, although
Yep.
he didn't bet the flop, but still, you can put him on exactly Jack-10.
Yep.
He raised so quickly. Did not think about it.
I think we got to worry about the river when we get there as Stuart, and we just have always a call here with our pocket eights. They're relatively deep.
Look at that meal DM5 has. That's like a fancy,
Yeah.
salmon and asparagus situation. Hell yeah.
And there's the 10. That may help Stuart out a lot.
Yeah, I don't think you can really feel comfortable with that
Dude,
card
I
at
had it
all.
straight on the turn.
Aldi just checks it back.
Yeah.
Huh.
Good turn.
Surprising. I guess King Jack of Diamonds did get there.
Sure.
That's kind of it. Maybe Ace Jack of Diamonds.
You're gonna find no matter what.
Would have been hard to get value.
Maybe Aldi thought he couldn't get called by a worse hand.
Yeah. He's probably right.
Probably.
That made it easy for Stewie Younger.
He looks sad, Stuart, for a second. I just want everybody to enjoy it when they get to see the Stuart after he loses a pot.
There it
look.
is.
Yeah, you can
Look at
see the wheels turning. He's not
Yeah.
as bad as sometimes it gets, but he's a little annoyed.
Like, I want him to, when you buy in at the shootout.
He's taking it on Devin, our dealer.
Right, he's known to blame the dealer.
Take your rack and bring it back to the
You can
counter.
see right there. That's him
That's great.
really
Very
grilling her.
amazing. He's
Yeah.
a retriever. He should be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I took a few racks home, but
We are, of course,
he hasn't
kidding.
really seemed interested in them yet.
Put a little tip jar
Right,
on his
Brian?
back.
Brian, one of your
If you
employees
blame the
is
dealer, you are an idiot.
And it's the cute dog.
Unless they actually made
Well, sure, if they
did
made
something which screwed up.
Face.
okay, but if you blame the dealer for running bad,
Brian.
you're an idiot.
Oh
Does
yeah,
he
you
have
shouldn't do that. That's absurd. Unless the dealer's a mechanic and is giving you bad cards on
Okay,
purpose.
then you can blame the dealer for cheating.
There's
you.
cheating, yeah. But if you're Phil Hellmuthing it and being like, you see,
Yeah, yeah.
you see, I wouldn't have lost a cent if you had put out a club on the river. Instead, you put out a 10 and I lost it all. Anyway, Jeremy raised after Aldi's limp.
Not the flop nines want to see.
I can tell it looks like it.
Or the turn.
Not the turn nines want to see.
Aldi picks up some equity here.
Can't feel super comfortable about it, but he's gonna take a stab, and I think this is gonna work. What can you do as Jeremy?
I think you can fold. I don't know what else you can do. The door opened for Aldi, and he walked right through it.
I like it. I think Jeremy's gonna bet a lot of his Broadway gut shots, and certainly King Queen.
Whoa,
Whoa, Jeremy is a
non.
non-believer. Maybe this is a thing that he has a read on Aldi, or he's seen Aldi bluff a lot in spots like this.
Let's see if Aldi has another barrel in him. That's a tough card to barrel on.
Yeah, Jeremy could easily have a king.
I don't know. It looks like he's going to. It's 250 into 485, and don't you just have to be beat as Jeremy?
This is a fun bluff.
Aldi shouldn't really have any queens that we can beat. Queen 9 and ace queen both get there. Diamonds 9-8. These are the things.
We unblock diamonds. We heavily block 9-8.
Aldi does block ace king and ace queen.
I think this is a good bluff.
I like it. I don't know if I would have pulled the trigger when that king paired, though. I'd be very concerned that Jeremy had trip kings and was always calling.
Yeah, but as I was kind of starting to say on the
Dealer's definitely
turn,
not
Jeremy doesn't have
technically
that many kings in his range as the aggressor pre-flop. It's King Queen is probably betting the flop.
Yep.
Ace King and Ace Queen are also somewhat likely to bet the flop.
They're going to bet the flop some of the
Yeah.
time. That's a really good
I
point.
hear you. Like it's definitely the most stimulant of alcohol, but
Dump a gram of Coke in there. It's a stimulant.
That's right.
Yeah,
true.
if you put a stimulant in it, then it becomes a stimulant.
Yeah.
I get 100 red from you.
Yeah, no.
It came with time cards. Look at that.
You can have them.
Feels so good if you're Aldi. Just got to bluff through. Just feels so good.
Yeah. He didn't even spend that much. 125 and then 250 on the river after getting the 125 called. That often does not work. You usually have to size it up a little more, but the story was good.
I gave it to Alejandro when I blocked him on the hurdle. He was out of four cards.
I have 1,000 straight.
yeah.
Have? Can I have 1,000 also?
Yeah, I want to have 1,000.
We'll settle up.
DM5 is housing the shit out of that fish.
Oh, splash pot. Got him.
That's a bit messy.
Please tell me.
How about this? I'll give you 1,000.
Looks like Jeremy's adding on via Stuart.
This is.
Mm.
I was gonna say, like, if
That would have been a
yeah,
big
the,
straddle.
The pounds I'll take. The pounds is still definitely over $1.
Barely.
Yeah, barely,
Over
but
Fold.
yours is still under.
Fold.
I had as part of well,
Raise
for the
65.
apartment that I had in Vienna earlier this year,
Yeah.
I had to put down a just like ludicrously large deposit
Fold.
of like 2 months rent, and in the course of time that deposit was there, it like lost 15% of its value.
Oh my
just,
God.
like just because of the euro exchange rate. It was the stupidest thing.
So it says Danny raised to 60 and DM5 called. So that's what I guess happened.
Yep.
Pretty much calling behind, and here's Aldi coming in as well.
Well-
Wait,
well
wait, is Aldi raising?
Aldi's raising the 8-5. He's feeling good after that bluff.
Ooh.
And you know what? I think he's going to get it through. Never mind. I take it all back.
Danny with the Jack 10 off in position, and a whole lot of chutzpah.
You know.
He's got a whole lot of Danny blood in him.
Can't argue with that.
They are deep-ish.
Like a chunk.
Oh, the ace is not what Danny wanted to see after that door card. Maybe Aldi can get it through on the turn if he has the bullets in him. I don't know how he could possibly have the bullets in him.
Danny's never folding to a C-bet in a million years, no matter how much you make it.
500.
You're still young.
500 to 900, I guess. And there's the quick call from
There's
Danny.
some combo draws that Aldi could pick up. Maybe he'll bet
yeah,
those.
the 7 of any diamond, any 7, he should probably continue.
The 5 is a card that pairs him up, which he should never be good with a 5. Maybe Danny
Well,
can have
clubs.
clubs sometimes.
He can definitely have clubs. Danny's going to bet all his clubs, though.
I imagine we'll see a check back from Danny here.
You have not been watching enough Danny.
I guess I'm wrong. He's
Danny
taking
protects, and Danny is also, I think, trying to fold out some weird ace spots.
yeah, like an ace 8 that was squeezing.
I guess.
Danny wins a big one.
Danny bet big there on the turn,
Good.
and just takes it down.
Supposed to show the black. I folded it in.
None of you guys are gonna see it.
No, we're just gonna pay it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be right on the border. Like I might get $5 a month.
You probably still get the same amount. It's just worth a lot less than what it used to.
Yeah.
Social Security is one of those third.
We are playing 5, 10, 20.
And Danny's definitely playing this
Old
hand.
people vote a lot, so it's something that's never gonna get defunded.
Raise 65. Fold.
Oh, she's
He was
talking.
looking at you when he said, "You old people." Wow, that's
Like,
just no
probably
reaction.
considering a 3-bet here.
What's
Danny
that?
opens a lot. He just folds. You can call, you know.
I was just talking.
I mean, that's mostly a
Social Security.
raise or a fold.
But
But 2 guys behind you.
It's
still in the
totally fine to
blinds.
call when you have
Ace 10 off.
against Danny's range. Yeah, I'm
Not
fine
when
with-
there's people behind you.
I'm fine with
I
it.
think it's a fold or a fold or a raise.
Yeah. Well, welcome to 2022.
You
It's not
broke it by
2012
acknowledging
anymore,
that you're-
buddy.
it's already
2012 is when they called with that hand.
No, they didn't. They 3-bet everything out of the
You're
small
just
blind.
thinking about
They just made it small.
the
That's,
EPT.
that's-
Anyway, let's not argue.
hey, look at that. Jeremy makes a gut shot.
For the first
and
time, someone says
Jonathan's
a word
wrong.
that's over the table that I
That's
don't
Very
know.
tautological. Okay.
I doubt that.
Jeremy could raise.
Gentle breeze.
A gentle breeze.
Definitely not folding.
That makes sense.
Here comes the race.
Bam.
325.
That's gonna work.
Yeah. Well,
I assume.
Usually.
I assume it's gonna work. You're
Danny gets in moods sometimes. You
Yeah.
know? And he's like, you know what? It's not going to work. But this time his mood is
I mean,
generous.
this is a pretty good board to check raise on if you're Jeremy, right? It's your board anyway as the straddler. Plus you have the gutter and the ace overcard, which is going to be good against Danny's opening range more than most if you hit that ace.
Yeah, I don't actually know if it's a great board to raise.
My boy.
You
My
don't
boy
have
is
8-3 or
way
8-4 in
high.
your range, except for suited. Maybe not 8-3 suited. Probably 8-4 suited, maybe not 8-3. If Danny had anything, I think he's calling because we mostly have draws. There's a
Sure.
ton of draws.
Just Danny doesn't have that much. It's hard for Danny to connect with that board.
Sure.
Couple weeks.
Danny's got 4 deuce. The digital Dan.
Third session.
Indeed, Stuart looks like he's going to punish the old 4 deuce.
Fold.
It seems like maybe Danny did this blind because it's
Yeah,
only 40.
It looks like he did. Yeah, that's the blind raise. Let's see how he plays it.
He's
Oh.
not folding, I'll tell you that much.
He's going to play the 4 deuce out of position. In fairness to Danny, it's offsuit.
Right.
So, what's he supposed to do?
Look at that. That
And-
5 was so juicy at first, you know? He's like, oh man, that's a good card. But then the jack and the 9, not so good.
Stuart flops best.
Could go either way. There are a lot of draws to protect against.
And it's Danny who's pretty into calling.
Bet
It's going to be
175.
tough to call this time. though.
Danny looks like he has designs, but the look back, he might have
No,
designs.
see that smile and that talk? That's usually a
lot of
fold,
those.
right?
I fold.
He wanted to do stuff.
I think that's my first.
We all want to do stuff.
Yeah, but Danny often does stuff when he wants to do stuff.
It's true.
That's the second time you got it, though, right?
Third.
Third time?
Yep.
Oh, shit. You really had only Jack?
Had Jack 10.
Jack 10?
Can I have green chips, please?
Sure.
Can I have the other stack? I want the,
No.
I want the other stack.
Okay.
The one that makes all your other stuff fall down, please.
Looks like Stuart's giving chips to either Aldi or Jeremy.
I think he was just making change for Jeremy.
Yeah, looks like you're right.
Yep, I did it for myself.
Maybe.
Option.
I was going to limp the button with the king 4 of clubs. We're going to go 3 ways to this flop.
All right.
Check.
Jack 8 has a gut shot. 6
Danny
for
has a pair. Danny's still best, and time to protect.
It's going to work. Pretty sure.
Yep. Glorious.
Yeah.
We should all genuflect in Danny's glorious presence. Danny, of course, the big winner so far, him and DM5.
Genuflect.
Yeah, I said it. Stuart Younger, also one of the winners. Jeremy getting wrecked along with Korean Mike, but it's still pretty early-ish. Less early than it used to be.
It's devastating for Jeremy. I don't know how he's going to deal with it. We'll see.
I was thinking a nice present, a nice Christmas present for Jeremy would be getting him a razor, but then I realized he would have no use for it.
Are you saying he can't grow facial hair?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking a hat
120.
because the side of his head is
cover the.
It's probably cold
haircut.
on the side of his head.
Oh, that
That's what
too,
I'm
yeah.
thinking.
Heads up.
K6 and DM5 going to square off with a kind of meaningless flop for these guys. I mean, a 5 for K6. That's fine.
DM5 checking it back.
Do we play? Like another hour.
Not just unbridled aggression here. Thoughtful unbridled aggression.
DM5 often just doesn't take
Is that
stabs.
time? Yes.
Well,
Looks like it's just going to check all the way down. K6 wins, and onward we go.
Good answer.
Wow. Did not expect that one. Did not expect that one. That was a good
I didn't expect that in particular.
So
but I
that's how
sort of
my
did
kids are
expect
gonna be
that type
doing
of
for me
thing.
when they're adults all the time. Like,
I was
why I had
thinking
4 of
it's
you.
like past his
can
bedtime,
each do it
so
3
he has
months
to
out
go
of the year.
home. But he went out with like
just rotate me from house
with
to
a
house.
bang.
Mike's like Benjamin Button, but it's not his body, it's his personality. So the older he gets, the less mature.
Mike, do you have a nurse for that, or do you do that on your own?
That's what his wife is for.
He's just like poop jokes.
Danny with an actual premium hand.
20, 12.
No action.
He's going to show it. He's going to show him the backs of the cards.
Sick.
That's how you do it. Never give him anything. Right?
Yep. Yep, you said it.
I wasn't talking to you, Mike. Don't worry.
It's war.
Talking to
Okay.
everybody else about you.
Fold. 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 Raise. 85. Fold.
Jonathan, can we get a VPIP update?
No.
These guys going to play a pot or what?
I think maybe we should give these guys like stabbing weapons and just see what happens. You know, like no comments on it. You just put stabbing weapons
On the table, not like put this in your pocket, but like
No, right.
put this in
Right.
front of you on the table.
Yeah, and then, you know, and they're like, what are these for? And we're like, we don't know.
No, it's just we had to do it. It's a liability thing.
It's and they do what they do. And that might make for some interesting poker viewing.
K6 with King 9 suited. Gonna limp.
Just gonna get a heads up.
Run it.
Aldi with a pretty good hand in
Yeah.
the big blind there, the third blind. And he flops a gut shot, so does K6.
So just 2 of us?
Yeah, just you and me.
King would be bad for K6. And
Hey,
there it is.
That's the one. What a
Yeah.
beautiful card for Aldi. And he
Aldi
checks it.
the nuts. K6 betting top pair and
I expect a check raise incoming.
yeah.
Nope. Oh.
No hammer. Another king would truly be devastating.
It's
Okay.
a 9, which shouldn't really embolden K6 too much.
Oh, but look. Aldi's going to lead now.
Well, I don't expect a raise from
No.
K6, but he might get called.
$80, I think he's going to get called.
He doesn't like it. You
Nope.
can see K6 doesn't like it.
He knows he's in a lot of trouble. Does feel like you're beat. And he lets
folds.
it go.
What a fold.
Wow, that is losing the absolute minimum.
Yeah, he did. That's it.
Nice fold.
to
Can we bet on Jeremy's?
That was a good river.
And we're
card.
back.
Sure, go ahead.
What's that?
So that was a good river card for me.
So
Gonna
you-
set
Make sure to
something
do
up a
all
little
your
bit.
shopping on Nitro Betting. And all
Yep.
your betting on Nitro Shopping.
Nitro Shopping, where you can
Yeah,
buy
I'll take that
bets
over on that,
only.
definitely.
Nitro Betting, where you can buy
You can shop.
laundry detergent.
Oh,
All right.
I get it now.
What is
Nice
the
mercy
wager?
over.
What are you wagering on?
His VPIP.
Danny's got that $20 in front of him, but that just
40.
happens to be sitting there. Yeah.
65.
Under 14?
It's just his $20 pal.
I
I
say-
said line
That's what he calls it.
Pal.
I say
Yeah,
Like
it's like,
friend?
it's like a pet.
I say
It's just
over.
20.
So some people have imaginary friends. Danny has money.
Yeah, it's 4 $5 chips, and it's his friend.
I say 20.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Calls it my $20 pal.
Hey, Jeremy's got jacks here in the straddle, and Danny opened.
You could
Just
flat
calling would count
because you're closing the action, but you could obviously raise. as
Mostly,
well.
especially against Danny, I think you got a 3-bet for value. Danny's not folding
Yeah, just
most of his range.
pure value. Just
I
get
say
more money in while you have the
over
best of it.
20.
Yeah. I mean, Danny puts in a big 4-bet. We're not going to love it, but whatever.
The scary part is never knowing what you're up against.
Ever.
So you just have to use distribution.
No, I agree.
Jeremy's like, this is a pretty good hand in this spot, and I have things to protect against.
I really hope you don't have a 10, Danny. And
Danny
Danny,
folds
does
in.
not have a 10.
So, nice job by Jeremy. Get some value by the
Wait, so you're-
pre-flop
Are
race.
you taking?
it was a nice job until he did that like
Terrific.
the try-hard helicopter fold.
Really embarrassing.
But
Yeah.
it was
Are you
before that.
betting?
Really embarrassing.
So-
We're gonna
Like,
make a
guys,
TikTok.
I promise I'm good at poker. Can you tell by how I flip the cards in?
Also, I don't care about anything now that I've won this pot. I feel nothing inside.
Yeah, Jeremy.
I'm completely dead.
We
I'm like
see
Matt Damon
through
in
it.
that movie.
We see through you.
Well, because
Yeah,
it's
helicopter muck.
It's between these two. That's all. I wasn't gonna bet. It was between these two.
Okay.
That's all.
I mean, I agree with you that over 20 is the line. So I don't want
Yeah.
I don't want to take the other side of that.
Right.
What
You
is
don't want to arb the
40.
14.
Raise
Or
100.
Min raise coming from K6. I think he looked.
I'm confused.
It says Danny raised, but we know K6 did. And DM5 has 3-bet to a small amount with Jack 9. So this is interesting stuff going on here. Strange development.
How he has information.
You think Danny looked at his hand and didn't just blind raise it?
I know Danny didn't
14.
because it
There's
has.
a line of 20 already.
Oh, K6 was in.
K6 was the $20.
Okay, so maybe
Danny,
Danny.
Danny just blind raised.
Okay, okay.
And he said yes.
I was
What is
confused,
the
I
line?
guess.
Are you setting the line or are you? Or what is
Instead
happening?
of line on
There's a 9 for
I'll
DM5.
say
Line at
22.
It's the best hand.
Over. I'll
Yeah,
take the
oh,
over.
you're
I'll take
take-
the over 22.
Okay, 20.
Okay. Is it on me?
Yeah.
Jonathan?
Yeah. 20 is good. Number is 22. Number is 22.
You said over 20.
That makes Jack 9 feel better. Another 10.
So over loses ties, right?
It's a push.
Or is it a push?
Push.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's
He
a
took
big.
the under, you took the over, right?
Yeah.
Bet
So it's a push, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Good to know I'm having half as much fun as the rest of you.
It's all perspective.
Do you have percentage of playable hands? Double?
These guys were betting on all these VPIP, it sounds like.
Do you think I play only playable hands? Would you consider playable hands? All right.
Well, we are on the turn heading to the river,
Yeah.
no matter what it
I
says.
There's the 10 of
consider playable
diamonds.
hands, but
And
you
the 8
consider
for
playable
Stuart.
hands. You play.
Wow, wow, wow.
So does it tell you?
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, perfect.
Does it tell you also
Wow.
how many times you bluff? Like your
What a
percentage
deal.
from bluffing?
I don't think DM5 is going to bet for value.
If he had a better
This one.
kicker, he might. He does go for thin value in some spots. This would be very thin value.
Queen Jack got there, you know. It's
Yeah.
a little scary. Looks like DM5 is checked.
Bet 600.
Stewart's going for near pot. And that's going to take it
Yeah.
down.
That Queen Jack coming in, even with the Jack in your hand, ain't great. The 10 being there and being paired ain't great.
Hmm.
No,
Let's
I
say-
want to take advantage of somebody else setting a bad line. So
Yeah, I'm pretty likely to set a bad line.
I mean, I feel like it's like 36.
36.
I will take the.
I'll take the other.
I'll take the under on that as well.
20 each?
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, right, anybody else want to get in?
Now they're betting on Danny's VPIP being under or over
36
36.
is a wash, over is a win.
Yeah, yeah.
Raise 60. Fold.
What are you betting on now?
Mike.
Looks like Mike's 3-betting to 210
10.
Okay.
with King Queen. All right.
Good hand to have against DM5 here when he's got the spades covered.
Yeah, and I think DM5 is going to be calling.
Oh, yeah. Look how quickly. There's no thought there. That's an easy call for DM5. It's like I have cards. They're suited. This is great.
But it's like
Cost Danny some money.
And DM5 out flops him.
Yeah, I'm very bad at this. What's the percentage that Mike's 3?
See how much pressure Mike puts on him.
That's pretty. That one's pretty
about
high.
Got the 2 backdoors, the overs.
I was gonna say, it's
Yeah,
3-bet.
all the hands that he's playing.
3-bet and PMR are very close.
Bet 225.
Never getting through on this bet.
Who's got the highest beat pick?
Danny.
You? 40?
No, 46.
46?
5 of clubs does not help anybody.
Might be time to shut it down for Mike.
Usually
We
I'm
might
like in
with-
the 80, but
I think that's. I think
no,
that's
it's
right.
not.
I think that's
It was not a good equity card for him, and he does check it back.
And another bad one for Mike.
I don't think
So might just go check.
no, it's probably not.
Yeah,
Tough
but-
to check back king high, but sometimes you just aren't able to get it through. And I think Mike was right to check.
I mean, once you give up on the turn, I don't think you can bet the river on that card anyway. Maybe if an ace came, you could definitely bomb an ace, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting DM5 to fold once we check the turn.
Happy birthday.
Nice, happy birthday.
Jonathan, I'm gonna
You could be up against straight draws that you're beating. And DM5 sometimes never takes an aggressive action. You can actually win with king high sometimes.
Often he's going to bluff his
Yeah.
nothing in that spot, I think.
So what is
but
my VP?
not always.
Where am I?
Probably. Maybe.
30.
No, I just guessing
I bet
under
30.
40.
Yeah.
44.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
I'm really bad at this game.
It's because usually I play a lot more, so when I don't play a lot, it looks like nothing. But it's still 44. Wow.
Feels crazy.
Feels, yeah. No, I love
Raise
it.
75. Fold.
Yeah.
Fold. Fold.
Korean Mike has come to play,
That's what you're supposed to do.
as opposed to, coming to
Sit there.
not play.
Yeah. Blind down. And once again, does not flop well. DM5 doesn't flop anything this time, though.
He's got the 2 backdoors and the over. Let's see if Mike is going to c-bet this board. Not the friendliest board for a c-bet, but it works.
Oh yeah.
By
that
classic
beat up to
Jonathan Levy poker time math, Mike is even in those 2 hands.
Going up.
1-1 and lost 1.
I don't know what's classic about that. It's just
I literally did.
Because, we haven't talked
you
about it for a
won
while.
one, he lost one, you're even. What? See?
No, it's unimpeachable.
Yeah. I'm like Alexander Hamilton up in here.
Because he's dead.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be, for some reason, a line.
He's dead, I'm dead. It's the same thing. Is he gonna limp this one too?
This is like
No.
a source code situation, this commentary.
Fold.
Not to spoil anything.
Kind of spoiled some things.
If you haven't seen the movie, I don't think you're going to really...
You should see it though, it's really good. Anyway, Danny called with some hand,
3 players.
and here it comes.
Can't wait to see
Those
it.
cards. Oh, we don't know what it is.
It's
Okay.
a nothing.
Well, Aldi flopped very well.
Yes, he does. DM5 flops nothing.
Bet 100. Fold.
And looks like we are done. DM5 hasn't folded yet. Is he thinking about making a move here?
Oh, goodness. This is the wrong time.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's going to...
220.
He does put in the raise.
He's got a backdoor straight draw.
This is one of those hands where, as Aldi... You are beat by most of the strong value here, but it doesn't matter. We're always calling. We're never folding. And then DM5 is the right opponent to be doing it against as well.
DM5 now drawing dead to a bluff that gets through.
Bet 300.
It's just he's just YOLO bluffing here
Yeah.
with not really any reason besides he wants to rep a queen.
Will he try one more time if the heart doesn't come? There's no heart.
So you can, if you want to be optimistic, you can put Aldi on hearts and say, I got to get him off the bigger hearts.
You can bet really small though if you're putting on Aldi on hearts. You can bet 200 and get him to fold hearts. He is going to bet. Oh,
Bet 400.
oh, that's more than 200.
400.
400.
Never getting through.
No. Aldi doesn't like it, and DM5 hates to see it.
That was not successful.
I am in agreement with that analysis.
Yeah.
All he gets a huge pot. Mostly DM5 actually does a really good job restraining himself from making those sort of no equity punts. He's really good post flop most of the time, but he really misread that situation.
Felt like he just got trapped into the situation once he raised the flop and decided he had to go for it.
Yeah, he's like, well, you could have hearts. Maybe I can get you off a slightly worse hand than a queen. If you don't have a queen, like, I'm probably good, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get you to fold, right? Yeah. Aldi had a queen.
Nice pot for Aldi.
Very nice. And looks like he's emboldened to continue to see flops.
Raise 60.
Jeremy with everybody's second favorite hand.
Yeah, really. This hand is... It's the Mona Lisa.
Fold. Call.
Danny with everyone's, like, seventh favorite hand?
Seventh
ninth
or
favorite
eighth,
hand?
yeah. And Stuart with everybody's least favorite hand.
Ooh, look
Everybody's
at
like,
this.
the ace magnets, baby. It's the ace magnets. But
Look at this.
we expect a re-raise, don't we now?
A big one.
And I wonder if anybody will call.
Danny's the guy if
Danny's the
anyone's
number
gonna call.
one candidate. I think Jeremy's going to fold.
Is it 300 or 400 he just made it? Might be 400.
350. I like the sizing.
Green Mike out.
Aldi's going to fold, right? I mean, maybe
I
he's feeling
expect it.
squirrely. I don't see Jeremy's
Jeremy's never calling this in a million years. In a
Danny
billion years.
is calling this all the time.
Immediately calls.
Yeah.
He does have position, and he's got the right hand to crack kings, although he doesn't love that. He doesn't know it, but there's one of his diamonds is dead.
Hey, he
Well-
flops some equity. He's got backdoor equity, and he's got a pair.
So will Stuart continue here?
Yes. The question is how much. It's 2 spades, so maybe he goes a bit bigger. Maybe he goes 450 or 500.
Looks like 3 something.
He doesn't care about those spades. He's going to go 320.
He's trying to keep Danny in, and it is going to work. Also, he's doing more than that, of course, but...
Danny with 21% equity.
Yep. There's some bad cards. There
Oh,
it is.
the Danster gets there again.
Wow, wow, wow.
Stuart does not like that card against Danny. He knows Danny's a guy who can have a 5 here. Against a lot of players, you can feel really comfortable on that card. Danny is not one of those players.
Yeah. And Danny can have a lot of other things. So he can have spades. He can have 4-6. He might be able to 7-8.
Stuart wisely
6-7.
checks.
6-7 for sure. I like this check a lot.
He's going to have to pay Danny's bet off, though.
Oh, yeah. Like,
950.
Danny can have spades and 6-7 very easily. Whoa, Danny goes pretty big here. 950 into what?
Stuart's
1250.
face kind of says it all. Look how he's like, this kind of sucks.
Yep. Well, he's also got to be thinking about, is Danny, is calling here going to obligate me to call a lot of rivers? Because, that's a lot more money that's in play, not just this 950 right now.
If he folds, it's a field player read thing.
There's no way he's folding.
Distribution demands a call, especially without the king of spades.
There's no chance. Stuart's not that guy. Stuart's the guy who always calls with this hand in this spot.
Yep.
I think, and correctly.
Unfortunately,
so, it's not a critique.
unfortunately for Stuart this time.
Yes. Well, he's still got 2 outs.
That's not one of them. It does bring in
6-7.
a couple of hands that Danny had.
6-7's the most obvious one. Danny would play 6-7 just like this.
And I imagine Danny might go for it all here.
Well, they both have less than pot, so Danny's got to feel very comfortable he's got the best hand. And there it is. And look at Stuart's face.
Spades missed. That is what is going through Stuart's head.
Yep. But 6-7 got there. 5's got there.
4-6 missed, which Danny, as we know, always plays 4-6.
And for those of you, if you haven't watched this show much, Danny is the guy who doesn't have to have it here. Like, probably more than most.
Yep.
He's the guy who's going to put in these big, big river bluffs. He's totally willing to do that kind of stuff.
This is a genuinely disgusting spot for Stuart.
Can he really ever fold kings here? He doesn't have a spade in his hand. I think he's supposed to call.
Right. I think maybe if you have kings and the king of spades, you can talk yourself into a fold. But we unblock spades. That's a huge deal here.
Yep. I'll say this, too. When Danny bets 950 on the turn and gets called, he knows exactly where Stuart's at, right? He knows Stuart always has a big pair only.
Yep.
Stuart never has, like, ace-king of spades. He would never play ace-king of spades.
Never.
Like that. It's always a big overpair. When that 8 comes in, Danny is safe as can be.
What a nightmare for Stuart. If he can get away from this, I would be surprised.
I wouldn't be able to get away from it. I would have called already, I think. Well, I would have forced myself to go slowly, but I would have wanted to call it every second. Let's see if he can do it. Yeah.
He makes the call.
Yeah, it's completely
and here's the bad
understandable.
news.
He says nice
Very
hand.
sad times.
He says
for
nice
Stuart.
hand, but I don't know. I didn't really buy it. Not that he's critical of Danny, but he probably didn't think
He's
it was
taking it pretty well
super
for
nice.
a
Of
guy
course
who
he is.
just lost a nearly 9K pot.
Yeah. That was monstrous. Look at the stress on his face.
Can't blame him.
That's a really tough situation.
That's Danny getting value from being Danny.
Yep. All those other pots, which, by the way, work out for him a lot of the time anyway, like his big bluffs and stuff like that, but it makes it virtually impossible to fold there. I wonder if Danny was bluffing, and it's very obvious Stuart has the overpair, if he still is going to pull the trigger sometimes on that river, because it's so hard to call anyway with an overpair. Like, or is he just going to give up when it's obvious Stuart has the overpair in his...
Hard to know.
Yeah, because if he's ever got any of those bluffs there, then... I mean, he's the guy. If you're ever going to call, he's the guy to call.
I wonder if Stuart would have folded with the king of spades in his hand.
I think it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he probably does. Like, you'd rather have jacks without a spade
Yep.
than aces with the spade, right?
I agree. And that's pretty unlucky for Stuart that he didn't have a spade.
Yeah, 50% chance.
And, of course, that the 5 came on the turn. You know.
That was also pretty unlucky.
And look at the size of this pot getting pushed to Danny. He is a menace.
What a monster pot. Here we go. Look at that. Danny now up 6,000. Stuart, who was the second biggest winner in the game, I think, or the third biggest winner not long ago, lost about 3.5K in that pot, right?
Yeah. It's
Woo!
it's an embodiment of that feeling that many of you have had when you're in a cash game and you're up a decent amount and you get a big pair and you're like, I hope this doesn't end the whole
Yeah.
up
You're like,
big
be careful.
part." Yeah.
Let's be careful now. You don't want to get into a huge pot against a monster stack unless you really have it. But yeah, these cumulative winnings. Man, oh man, it makes Korean Mike's and Jeremy's losses and K6 losses look like losses for ants.
Okay.
All right, I'm overstating
Topical.
it clearly. But Danny with that $5.9 thousand upswing, is that what we're going to call it? Win, profit, whatever we're going to call it.
Profit is probably the
Current
most
profit.
accurate word.
Yeah, that would be the only word really that explains it. But wow.
Stuart, buy it back on the horse. That's one of the hardest things to do in poker.
Yeah.
I didn't think
And look at him.
Stuart's pretty chill about it. I think
On the outside.
I think it hurts, but I think Stuart recognizes immediately that he made the right decision, and that's all you can do.
Yep. It's just a very, very unlucky turn card for him.
And combo in his hand, No,
Yep.
no spade.
Yep.
Danny just gets max value where he's earned to get max value. Others sometimes have not with their reputations. And there's a deuce for DM5, by the way. It is
Everybody
a third
has
spade.
something here. Jeremy spending his ace-3. That is far from the best hand.
Danny calling from just the strewn bodies of chips.
From Stuart's emotions, basically, he's calling from. Jeremy, I doubt we'll bet again. Everyone checks the DM5, who has, I think, a pretty easy bet.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. I think he might get called by Danny.
Yeah, I think he will.
I think with Danny behind, Jeremy might fold.
Yep, I fully expect Jeremy to fold and Danny to call. It's one of those. Oh no, Jeremy's just thinking like Danny's so wide that he just doesn't want.
Can
to
Danny
give up the
overcall
pot.
here? I don't think you're supposed to.
I don't think he should. It's weird with ace-10, and he does let it go.
I have a set.
He's lucky that Jeremy called there.
Pretty good.
Danny is. You mean.
Yes.
Yeah. One of them was going to call.
It hurts to be Stuart here where you've bought back in, you're back to, like, okay, I'm back at my starting stack, and I do the grind. You look over one seat, two seats to your right, and there's all your chips, and you're like, I want that stack.
It's a lot of chips.
I want to have that stack, though, instead of this stack.
So many chips. Yeah, if had Stuart been able to win, if Danny had been bluffing, I should say it that way, he would have, something like $8,000 in front of him instead of a rebought amount of money in front of him. I mean, that's a pretty monster swing. Maybe a little less than 8,000, but still. 7,500. Wow. Korean Mike, we saw him 3-bet this exact combo earlier. He's going to do it again.
He's kind of a 3-better or folder type guy, more than anybody maybe we've ever had on the show.
I think so. At least first time in a long time. Interestingly enough, last time he 3-bet the king, queen of spades, DM5 was the original better and had spades in his hand. He does not this time, of course, because the other guy
look at
did.
this flop
Wow.
for DM5.
DM5 is going to find a way to win this one, I expect.
What an insane flop.
Yeah.
You just call the 6-3 suited for a 3-bet and flop the open-ended straight flush draw. What a life.
He's got 6 high and 70% equity in this pot.
You're housing salmon. You're making straight flush draws.
Could just raise it right now. It'd be very reasonable. He's going to call instead.
The ace is a bit scary. You might think you have not that much fold equity. And currently, Mike
picks up a little something here.
Mike has more equity now, though. There's only one card to come, and he did pick up the draw, which matters not at all, really.
Will he take another shot?
Will DM5 just lead? Oh, no, he's not.
Mike is going to fire again. Let's see how he sizes this.
This is the problem with not raising
Yep.
this DM5. Now you're going to be priced out if Mike sizes it big enough.
Let's see how he does. There's 1.3 in the pot.
You could just jam if you're DM5. You could just put Mike all in.
Depending on how much it is.
It's
650. Oh,
yeah.
you can jam.
Yeah.
You can also call.
I think I prefer a jam.
I do too.
We know Mike's a 3-better fold guy. He could have a lot of hands that are not super monsters, as we can see.
When he goes a second barrel, though, like, it's not great, right?
It's a little
We
scary.
have seen him give up a fair amount of times in the past. DM5 is just going to call. He's a little worried, I think, about that second barrel being
And he's heading to the river with 6 high.
Well, Mike may, let's see if...
He makes the best hand. Can it hold, though? Is Mike going to take the shot?
Mike, man, what's Mike losing to here that can call him? Like 7-8 of clubs? That's going to call if he takes a shot.
DM5 could have
Ace-Jack.
Ace-Jack, Ace-6, Ace-5, Ace-4.
Yes.
All of
can have
his
those
hands.
things.
DM5,
And be
I
slow
think,
playing.
would play this way.
Yeah, he might jam a lot of those on the turn except for Ace-6, though. All the other aces up. He might just jam.
And Mike is going to go for it, it looks like.
If he does, it's probably going to work. He's going to have to... It's all in or nothing, that's for sure. And he does go for it, and he gets them... Oh, my gosh.
He's going to show it.
Ooh.
That's pain. Nice hand,
Wow.
Mike.
You needed a bunch of things to go right there, huh? If you're Mike, you needed DM5 to miss his massive draw, not raise post flop, and Mike had to go 3 barrels. All those things had to happen, and they all did. Wow. You see some pretty big hands here.
Yeah.
Stuart looks like he's still just thinking about that king's hand. I don't blame him. I would be too.
40.
I think he's going to be thinking about that for the rest of the night unless another massive pot happens.
Yeah. But, you know, not impossible. It is poker time.
Yep.
Where dreams take wing.
Yeah, that's correct.
Got position.
You can call that a combo draw.
It's about as combo as it gets.
Mike with a really ballsy 3-barrel there.
I mean, that's tough to pull the trigger in the end. He has less than half pot when he shoves. I mean, it looks incredibly strong, but can I really get an ace to fold? It's DM5. He's so sticky. Well, top fair for K6.
And for Jeremy, who's going to stab at the turn.
Fold. Heads up.
Jeremy's going to need a lot of help right now.
Does not receive it.
He's going to check, and will K6 get a little value?
No.
Nope.
Hard to get value on that run out.
Yep. Look at Stuart. Still thinking about it.
Yep. But in kind of a contemplative way, you know, when he, in the last session that we had after he lost the really big pot to Caremio, he was more just kind of like wondering if God existed anymore type of thing.
I think he's just wondering if there's any way to get away from it on the river. That's probably what he's thinking about.
Fold. Fold.
Aldi enjoys suited hands. I suppose he's going to limp.
Yeah, he loves limping the button.
With 8-3 suited, though, I mean, all right. It's ambitious. He's going to get punished by a hand that has him in complete jail. Even Danny can fold this hand.
Fold.
And Aldi is in position, and he's going to show.
The
What?
A3 suited.
He's going to show what he's done.
Me too.
It's like he wants to get caught.
Jeremy's like, oh my god, it's like one of the few hands that I really wish could call me there.
Yeah.
You know. It's like I have him so crushed.
Fold. Raise 75. Fold. Fold. Call.
He's just calling with the queen jack off, and DM5. The deuces were so good to him last time.
They never loses. No deuce here.
It is the best hand.
The 9 of diamonds is a siren call to the Jack 10 of diamonds in Korean Mike's hand.
It's going to check through, though, and there's the top pair for Korean Mike and an open-ender for K6.
K6 could really have bet there.
Yep.
Wouldn't have worked, but he really could have.
Yep. Time for Korean Mike to come out of the woodwork.
Call. Fold. Heads up.
And
Ooh, not a good card for Korean Mike.
let's see if he can.
He's probably going to check it back.
Yeah,
he
he does.
does not lose any more, and I think that's going to do it for this
It
episode.
is. See you next week.
We'll see if any more hearts are broken next week on Poker Time.